Hello everybody, this is Jason Schroeder down here at Pharmacy. Wanted to share another lean video with you. And so Baltimore is behind the camera. Thanks for doing that, Baldy. And we'll go ahead and show you something. So this idea, so this idea is actually one that they were researching in SoCal. And I was talking to a guy today. He said he's been trying to get people to use this for a year. So I was like, hey, wouldn't it be a nice idea for us to shoot a little video and at least give some exposure for it, because for the last planner system for lean commitment planning, there's Smartsheet, there's BIM 360 Plan, there's a card system, there are ways to do it with stickies, there's just all kinds of different methods. There's actually even 4 more softwares above that, or not above that, but in addition to that do this. But vPlanner is a really good solution. So this is not like a training by any means, but I wanted to show you what it is. So Baldy, if we could cruise over here and just kind of get nice and comfortable. So let's enter some activities in here. So first of all, vPlanner, it's a kind of a database run a platform. And so if I sync up here, it just like P6 checks back in with their database, so does vPlanner. And it works a lot like AutoCAD and Revit in the sense that you pan and you can zoom in and out. And it works in this graphical user interface. So let's just throw in some activities here. And so I'll go ahead and click, and let's just kind of play around with this a little bit. So I'd say create lean video. Let's just go ahead and create a sequence, right? So that doesn't take a whole day, but it's a day. So I'll go ahead and put that under DPR. And that is the construction team. Let's say it's under foundations, and let's say it's a part of the new edition. Okay, so now I have that. I go ahead and click and hit successor, and I'll say send out video. And then I'll go ahead and let's just say that takes a day. You see it keeps all of my formatting right over there, and hit apply. I'll right click and I'll add another successor that says everyone complain about email spam. People get too many emails. Okay, so then that's another successor, and I can add another one that says some people watch and absolutely love the video. So that's kind of the sequence that these things follow, right? So then let's say that there's maybe a different one. I'll go ahead and click a successor here and say someone who didn't like before likes it now. So I'll go ahead and enter that and hit apply, and it adds it to the sequence, and I can just drag my mouse over and kind of do some interconnecting. The other thing in this software, I can change the properties, I can change the company, I can do a lot of property changing over here to the right. Since this was just kind of an example, I'll go ahead and delete these activities right here. I'll just make sure that I have the right ones selected, delete them, and I'll hit OK. And I'll show you my normal pharmacy sequence. So what this is, I have a milestone here. So what I showed you that for is to show you how easy it is to go ahead and enter in activities. And you can actually enter these things in so quickly, you might not even need stickies sometimes. You can do this on a go-to-meeting or in front of somebody with a large screen, and as people are doing their pull plan, you enter it right in here to the screen. So I have a concrete ready for steel milestone, and you see I have multiple paths here that I tied together. This is what it's going to take for us to get to a concrete milestone. I have demo, I have concrete, I have utilities over here in the dark blue. All different companies, all people that need to play a part in this. What's nice about this is that you can organize it vertically, you can organize it left to right in a certain way, organize it vertically separated by path, organize it horizontally separated by path. You can also come over here, and again I'm just giving you some neat things that you can look at. I can organize swim lanes by company based upon time. And this isn't super easy to look at, but if you print it up on the wall, it helps people to see their activities in a swim lane, in a swim lane, in a swim lane by time, so that they can look at their interdependencies. Okay, if people don't like this, and it's like, oh my gosh, I will never like this format, it's really neat to enter it in to see how complex it is, but then you can click on this button And at the bottom, it brings up a typical Gantt chart, and it shows the early finish, late finish. So it has a comparison, and you can see the variances there. And you can actually print this out. And if I want to see 1 week, it can show me that. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 week, look ahead, 5 week. All of that prints out super nice. So I absolutely love that. When I go over here to commit, I can create a new work plan. And when I hit that, well, actually, I need to go back just real quick. If I want to commit an activity and I'm in my weekly work planning meeting, and let's say I've done this with each trade partner, like I've done this phase with them, this meaning I've planned this phase, now it's time to get them together. So now I get them together and I look at my whole plan, and it's time for me to create a weekly work plan based upon what's coming up next. Well, I can click on these and just hit C for commit, and then that will now show up on my weekly work plan. The other thing is that I forgot to show you before is if you have a milestone and you hit this refresh database button, it will refresh and do a statistical analysis that shows you when you have to start some of these activities. So not only will it show you down here when that activity has to happen, but on the first string along the line, it says you have 25 days until you have to start that one. You have 12 days until you have to start that one. You have 7 days, 11 days, 11, and it runs through and actually calculates the dates for the forecasted start and late start, late finish. So it's really neat. It tells you if you have any problems. It can show you a critical path if you have one, and it can also show you if you're behind. So if you actually go do a commit and create a new work plan in here, once you actually commit the activities and send it out, you get an email, and I'll bring that up here in a minute. Baldy, I'll bring the screen over. So this is my Outlook, and this is the email that came up. It sends it out and says a new work plan has just been made by the team. You can click on here to see your activities. And if I click on there, I'll go ahead and bring it up in Google Chrome because that's the best place for it. I'll make sure that my password is correct, log in, and these are the activities that we committed for our weekly work plan. And I can come over here and click on these tabs and just see my tasks or see the whole team's tasks. And if I click on one, I can mark them complete. So this is a free part of the interface where any trade partner can see what they have for that week and go in and do that work. And so I think it's super powerful. I've just kind of given you, go ahead and zoom out so you can see my face. Anyway, super powerful. So like Smartsheet and BIM 360 Plan, actually let's just go to BIM 360 Plan. If you want trade partners entering their own activities and you have smaller portions of work, BIM 360 Plan is fantastic. That's probably your preferred choice. If you have like an MRI move, something super complex, if you have like switchovers for electrical gear, anything that has a lot of interdependencies and you need to do it quickly, vPlanner is probably your bet. And for a project or for design, if you want to use this, it really does work out. You enter these activities in with a trade partner, and it really does go fast. So if anybody's interested in this, we now have support for this business unit, obviously, and there are going to be a number of jobs that demo this, and I'm doing this on pharmacy. So it's just a really good answer for commitment-based tracking, and it really does work well, and it really does manage a lot of complex activities. So, Baldy, did I miss anything in the video? You think I covered it pretty well?
I'm sure you did.
Okay, wonderful. Oh, the other thing is, if you go up here to reports, it tracks PPC and roadblocks just like any of the other software. So I hope that was helpful. We'll see you on the next one.